to all of you. Today in economics, I am going to continue the same lesson, production analysis. Learning objective: to understand the laws of returns to scale, to understand an economies of scale. Law of returns to scale. In the long run, there is no fixed factor. All the factors are variable. The laws of returns to scale explain the relationship between output and the scale of inputs in the long run, when all the inputs are increased in the same proportion. Law of returns to scale are based on some assumptions. All the factors of production like land, labor and capital are variable, but organization is fixed. There is no change in the technology. There is perfect competition in the market. Outputs are measured in physical quantities. The law of returns to scale also explained in 3 stages. First one, increasing returns to scale, constant returns to scale and the diminishing returns to scale. The constant returns to scale. In this case, if all inputs are increased by 1%, output also increase exactly 1%. That is the constant returns to scale. Increasing returns to scale. If all inputs are increased by 1%, output increase by more than 1%. That is the increasing returns to scale. Diminishing returns to scale. If all the inputs are increased by 1% but output increases by less than 1%, that is diminishing returns to scale. The 3 laws of returns to scale can be explained with the help of diagram. In the diagram, the movement from point A to point B represents increasing returns to scale, because between these 2 points input has doubled but output has tripled. The law of constant returns to scale is implied by the movement from the point B to point C, because between these 2 points inputs have doubled and output also has doubled. Decreasing returns to scale are denoted by the movement from the point of C to point of D. Since doubling the factors from 4 units to 8 units produce less than the increase in output. So that the law of returns to scale explain the long run production function. In the long run, all the factors are variable, but the organization is fixed. Here there are 3 stages: increasing returns, constant returns and diminishing returns. Okay. Next, let us see economies of scale. What are economies of scale? Economies of scale are cost advantage enjoyed by companies. When production becomes efficient, companies can achieve economies of scale by increasing production and lowering cost. This happens because costs are spread over a larger number of goods. Cost can be both fixed and variable cost. The size of the business generally matters. When it comes to economies of scale, the larger the business, to more the cost savings. Economies of scale can both internal and external. An advantage of economy of scale. This economy of scale is affected both by the internal and external factors of the firm. Accordingly, economies are broadly divided into 2 types by Marshall: internal economies and the external economies. Economies of scale reduces the cost of production. First, let us see internal economies of scale. Internal economies of scale happen when a company cuts cost internally, so they are unique to that production. Internal economies of scale are caused by factors within the firm. The term internal economies of scale refers to the advantages enjoyed by the production unit which causes a reduction in the cost of production of the commodity. First, let us see types of internal economies. There are 6 types: technical economies, financial economies, managerial economies, labor economies, marketing economies, economies of survival. First, let us see technical economies. When the size of the firm is large amount of capital can be used. There is a possibility to introduce up-to-date technologies. This improves productivity of the firm. Here, research and development strategies can be applied easily. Technical economies of scale are achieved through improvements and optimizations within the production process. Next, let us see financial economies. Financial economies of scale are achieved through cheap access to capital and financial markets. That means as organizations grow, they are usually considered to be more credit-worthy. This allows them to get more favorable interest rates when borrowing money from banks. Big firms can float shares in the market for capital expansion, while small firms cannot easily float shares in the market. Next, let us see managerial economies. Managerial economies of scale occur based on the employment of a specialized workforce. That means as organizations grow, they can hire more experts and create specialized business units. Large scale production facilities specialization. Next, let us see labor economies. Large scale production implies greater and minute division of labor. This leads to specialization which enhances the quality. This increases the productivity of the firm. Next, let us see marketing economies. In the marketing economies of scale, the large scale production, the producers can both buy raw materials in bulk at cheaper cost and can take the products to distant markets. They enjoy a huge bargaining power. Marketing economies of scale arise from the ability to spread advertising and marketing budget over an increasing output. Next, let us see external economies of scale. External economies of scale refers to changes in any factor outside the firm causing an improvement in the production process. This can take place in the case of industry also. These are the advantages enjoyed by all the firms in the industry due to the structural growth. The important external economies of scale are increased transport facilities, banking facilities, development of townships, development of information and communication. Next, let us see diseconomies of scale. The diseconomies of the scale are a disadvantage to a firm or an industry. This necessarily increases the cost of production of a commodity or service. Further, it delays the speed of the supply of the product to the market. This diseconomies of scale also two types: internal diseconomies and the external diseconomies. Okay children, go through the textbook. Learn well. Thank you.